hope you can see this. Let's see. Good morning. I am heading out to go photograph the bald eagles one more time. Meeting a friend out there. I say one more time because I've been out there. This will be my 9th trip, and I think I've got what I was looking for. I got some nice images, and I need to get out and practice more with my autofocus system when it comes to things that are on the ground like these eagles are, because oftentimes I'm losing my autofocus and it's focusing on the oyster beds. So anyway, I'm gonna go out there today and see what I can see. It's a historic low tide yesterday and today, as well as a high tide. It's the highest tide in over 10 years, I think, is what I heard. So all that means for me is that I just need to time this right, because when the tide is too low, the eagles are way further out, and you can't really follow them out on the shore because of the mud. It's just a huge mud flat at that point. Plus you have other photographers there, you don't want to get in front of them. So that's what I'm doing today. It should be really fun. I look forward to getting out there. We may get some rain this afternoon, but I brought my jacket just in case. So all in all, it should be a good day. Well, I made it to Big Beef Creek. It's here in Seebeck, Washington, really small town on the Hood Canal. And I don't normally share the locations that I go to because I don't want a lot of people to come out to those locations, especially when they're in a preserve or a wildlife area that it would really disrupt the animals to have large crowds. However, this place is known pretty much around the entire nation, if not the world, for its bald eagle activity during this time of year. So I'm here underneath the bridge. As you can see, there's a little bit of graffiti. But the reason I'm here is to kind of stay out of the sun while I wait for the tide to go down, but also just kind of watch what goes on through here. The eagles like to fly right over this bridge, and the Canadian geese actually just came floating out a minute ago right past me, so that was really neat. So anyhow, let me show you what I got going on today. This is kind of my mobile setup. This is what I'm going to be doing. As you can see, the tide is still kind of high, but it's going out really fast because it's been historic high tides, and so it's dropping. It's already dropped 3 feet since I've been here only about 45 minutes ago. So yeah, let's go over to the other side and kind of show you what this bay looks like. And this is just a small high water bay. Fills up when the tide comes in, empties out when it goes out, and Big Beef Creek runs right through it. And right in these trees here, a lot of the eagles have been roosting and resting, as well as the Great Blue Herons that are around here. And that's an interesting story between the two of them. So the reason this place is so special is because once a year, about middle of May to the middle of June, there's a fish. He's called the Plainfin Midshipman. It's a mouthful. And really neat little fish, really ugly, but he's unique. He's got bioluminescence on his sides, and he comes here to spawn during this time of the year and burrows down into the mud, lays the eggs. From what I've been told, the females will leave and go back out to the ocean. The males stay here to protect the eggs. Well, the Great Blue Herons love these fish, so they flock here, pardon the pun, they flock in here and just completely take over the place. And then along come the eagles, and the eagles know the same thing. And an interesting thing about these eagles is that they're thieves, right? They engage in an activity known as kleptoparasitism, where they basically steal food from other animals. And that's what they're really good at. So they come swooping in and take care of the cleaning up after the herons, but they also steal from the herons. And the herons, they don't fight them. Once in a while, you'll hear them kind of squawk at them and yell. flap their wings, but they take off pretty quickly after that. So, but anyhow, not a bad way to spend a day. I'm looking forward to photographing some eagles. This is my 9th day out here, like I've said before. And the reason I mentioned that it's probably my last is because we're at the tail end of these fish coming in. And so the activity is kind of dying down a little bit, but there's still pretty big crowds here. They're on the other end of the beach. I like to stay a little bit more on my own, but anyhow, so this is the view from my office chair today. And actually there's some eagles over there getting ready to come down. That area right there is the first oyster bar to get exposed, and the birds know it, so they're hanging out there waiting, and as soon as those oysters start to pop up above the water, they'll come in there and they'll start hunting for those fish. So, all right, let's see what we can do. Oh my gosh, I just had the coolest experience. I was standing here for the reasons that I kind of mentioned earlier under the bridge, because the eagles like to fly through here, and all of a sudden a full adult came down. It's just shallow enough now that they're seeing the fish in the water, and he landed about up to his chest and came out with that fish. And maybe 2 or 3 minutes later, a juvenile came in, did the same thing, and I got this image that's just spectacular to me. And he's coming in, and it's a full reflection of his body on the water. Check this out. I hope you can see this. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'll post the image as well, just in case you couldn't see that. But this is why I like to be over here and not necessarily with the other photographers. There's like 5 photographers over on the other end of the beach, and they just missed all of that because they're just waiting for the show to start out here, but they're not paying attention to what's going on behind them. And it's really unfortunate because they would have just got an amazing image too. So anyway, I'll hopefully get a couple more before the day's over, but even if not, it's already been worth it, and the show hasn't even started yet. Very cool. That is a kingfisher that just flew right over the top of me and landed on a piling out there in the water. He's absolutely beautiful, and he's staying there. And I don't have very many pictures of kingfisher, so this is a really rare treat for me. Wish I had a better background for you to look at, but this is just such a great spot to photograph from because I'm covered overhead, so a lot of the birds passing over the top of me, they're not seeing me. I'm underneath the bridge. Once the water goes out a little bit further, I'll move out onto the beach for where the eagles are going to be, but for right now this is a good spot. Sorry it doesn't look as nice as a forest or mountains or something like that.